Right.
You're listening to Real with Coach Herb and B, a podcast that brings you community and culture with your host, Coach Herb and B.
And I got you.
Hey, y'all, what's happening? We're here at Red's Table. We just listened to a fantastic show with my man right here. We're going to introduce him shortly. My girl B is not here with me tonight. I'm doing this solo, so don't bear with me, y'all. I might say some things out of context, but I'm here with Lil Maceo, which did a phenomenal show right before we sat down. Man, just introduce yourself and tell all the good people about, first of all, Lil Maceo. What is that all about, and everything else, and what brought you into the jazz world?
Okay. It's a three-parter. So, first of all, I'm saxophonist Lil Maceo. I'm an international saxophonist. I've toured all over the world. I've played with some of the most incredible people, from Cyndi Lauper, Bruce Springsteen, Diana Ross, Prince, Maceo Parker, JT Taylor, Kool and the Gang, and John Mayer, a list of just amazing who's who's.
No disrespect, but I mean, Prince is where you had me. Nothing against anybody else. Let me just preface with that.
I hear you.
Prince is where you had me. That's my guy, man. So
yeah, I miss him so much.
I know that you were in great company with that. So you said you toured with a bunch of people, and so how did you get into the music of jazz? That's what I really want to.
So believe it or not, music wasn't my first choice. I was originally I was an artist.
Okay.
I used to draw and airbrush and stuff like that, and I grew up in New York. I'm from Far Rockaway, Queens, in New York City, and I went through my whole high school career. And when I first came in as a freshman, they were like, "Hey, you want to take music or art?" I'm like, "I'm taking art." So
exactly.
For 4 years of high school, I took nothing but art.
Oh, wow.
So then, 2 weeks before my graduation, my guidance counselor calls me down to the office, and she's like, "Hey, I know you passed your regents and all your exams, and you did all of this stuff, but you don't qualify. You don't meet the requirements for New York State to graduate." I'm like, "Wait, what?" And they were like, every student is required to take at least one semester of music.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like, so it was an epic failure on their part.
Right.
So instead of giving me, so I got left back. I had to do 6 extra months for music. So rather than giving me theory and history of music, they gave me band. Okay. And I had to learn to play an instrument. And I didn't know any instruments. You know what I mean? The only instruments I knew was like piano and drums.
Right.
So piano was out because it was marching band. So there was no piano, and the drums were already taken. Yeah. So the only other instrument I knew, and this was from watching like cartoons, was the tuba. Because Bugs Bunny always had a bit with a tuba or something. So I was like, "Man, give me the tuba." And he was like, "The tuba? You don't look like a tuba player." He was like, "I'll be right back." And he went in the closet. He came back. He handed me a tenor saxophone, and the rest is history. Wow. That was it.
Wow. So I mean. So pretty much in high school, you didn't really pick up an instrument. So basically,
the last 6 months of high school,
wow. So
I was at 18. I started real late.
Well, it doesn't sound like
it. Thank you.
I'm here to tell y'all it does not sound like it. But so after that, let's backtrack a little bit, because not backtrack, but maybe a little fast forward.
Okay.
Because you said something about having your namesake.
Yes. So it's a 2-part story. It's a hilarious 2-part story. So the origins of Little Maceo, because a lot of people go, "Oh, you call yourself?" I'm like, "I don't call myself anything. It wasn't me. I didn't come up with this. So this is how it happened."
Okay.
I used to play in a band called the Days of Wild back in New York.
All right.
And the Days of Wild would have, every now and again, they would have a celebrity singer come
Okay.
on. So this particular night, it was George Bragg. And George Bragg's claim to fame, besides his band back in the 60s, he had Jimi Hendrix as
Okay.
his guitar player.
Yes.
Um,
I think a few people heard of him.
yeah, so we were doing a show at the Bitter End in New York, and I had took a solo, and George looked at me, he said, "Man, you got a Little Maceo thing about you. I'm gonna start calling you Little Maceo."
Oh, okay.
And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, "That's a good idea. I like that." And it kind of just stuck.
Stuck with you.
Then if we fast forward, I ended up meeting Maceo Parker several different times. The first time we met Maceo, it was at SOB's in New York.
Okay.
And a hilarious fact about Maceo is he doesn't remember anybody's name. It's not personal. He just doesn't.
Yeah.
So he nicknames everybody, even the guys in his band. Like everybody has a nickname. So the first time he met me, he shook my hand and he, asked me my name, and I told him my government, and he says, "I'm not gonna. You look like that Cosby kid. I'm gonna call you Cosby Kid." So he calls me not Theo Huxtable. He calls me literally Cosby Kid.
Cosby Kid.
So, we watch the show. Everything is funny.
Yeah.
We're going through the thing, whatever. Fast forward, my birthday, and we ended up going to the Blue Note to see Maceo.
Right.
And I ended up having the opportunity to play with Maceo. He pulled me on stage through many of. It was a wild, crazy night.
Yeah.
Rhoda just made it happen. She definitely willed this one into existence, and we got a chance to play. And at the end of the night, we're upstairs, we're talking. And he was like, "Man, where were you 30 years ago? Because 30 years ago, I would have laid it into you." And I said, "I'm sorry, sir. It was, I'm just trying to, make my mark."
Right.
And he says, "What was your name again?" And I laughed. And I told him, and he goes,
Right.
"Yeah, you look like that Cosby Kid. I'm going to call you Cosby Kid."
He's stuck on that Cosby Kid. Huh?
So fast forward one more time. So now I'm back at the Blue Note. Now this time I'm actually playing the gig next door
Okay.
at the Groove, and Maceo was at the Blue Note. So on my break, I ran over to see him at the Blue Note,
Yeah.
and he sees me, and we're laughing and everything's happening. We get to jam a little bit, and then we're upstairs in the green room again. And he goes, "What's your name again?" And I said, "Well, sir, actually everybody calls me Little Maceo." And he goes, "What? They call you what?"
Oh, you got a little bit.
And I said, "Yeah, they call me Little Maceo." He's like, "I don't know about that."
I don't know if you're ready to take that.
So he said, he goes, "Give me my saxophone. Let me see your saxophone." And he takes my saxophone. He goes, "Oh, you have a metal mouthpiece. I can't play on those things." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry." He was like, "No, it's all right." And he was like, "Yeah, I guess it's okay. You're good. I like how you sound. I guess it's okay." And there it is. I got the blessing. Now it is. That's it.
Okay. So, I heard that you have won a few awards. Apparently, pretty good out there. And
there's something.
So why
I
don't you
do
tell
okay.
folks about what
I do okay.
what you won and how your music has come to fruition, basically.
Well, this is I have a couple of different projects.
Okay.
This project right here is called a part of a series called Saxified, and I'm an entertainer. I like to walk around. I'm in your face. I'll stand on the tables and lap dance you, whatever I need to do to make sure that you guys are having a good time.
So yeah, this is a children's show.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just kidding.
Family show. Okay. So it's a clean lap dance.
Yes, very clean.
but so I'm always trying to figure out ways to get the audience involved. So
Yes.
how Saxified came up was I did a contest on Instagram, and I was like, listen, what I want to do is, give me some ideas of some songs you want to hear saxified. I don't care what it is, and if I get enough doubles or triples or whatever, people say the same song, it's gonna make it on the album. And that was how I got Volume 1.
Okay.
Then it was so successful, I kept it going. I'm up to Volume 5 now. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
wow. Okay.
So, I have Volume 4 and 5. It's a two-parter that's getting ready to come out. And then I have an original album that's actually getting ready to drop. It's called Evolution.
Okay.
And that's coming out in a couple of weeks, and that'll be available on all the platforms. And the story behind that album is really just me finally coming into my own and figuring out who I was. I had a developmental deal back in the early 2000s with a major label, Sony,
Okay.
and they put their idea for me was the Black Kenny G, which I have nothing against Kenny G. I know Kenny G personally; he's a great guy. But I figured out, like, I don't think they need another Kenny G, and I was really good at the Kenny G thing, but it wasn't. They didn't need another one. That's like having another Beyonce. You don't need another
Correct.
Beyonce. We got one already. So it took me a long time to kind of figure out who I was, and even with the Maceo thing, once I played with Maceo, I realized really quickly I don't really sound like Maceo. I think what it is the things I do make people think about Maceo. It's
Right.
reminiscent of Maceo,
Yes.
but I have my own thing. And because of that, like I said, I'm not the best sax player in the world, but I have a thing that I'm the absolute best at. And that's it. And I just try to be the best version of me. And that's what this album's about. Me being the best version of me, and my music evolved, and my sax playing has evolved, and my sound, everything has evolved. So I figured Evolution was the perfect title.
Nice. So, where can people find your music?
Oh, yeah,
You said
so
you're on all
I'm on all the
right?
platforms except Spotify, unfortunately.
That's okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Spotify is Spotify.
yeah, and they don't treat us right. So
Right.
it's hard to support it.
I can't talk about it.
I feel you, but I can. So I'm gonna talk about it. They don't support. They rip us off as musicians. We spend
That's
thousands
what
and
I've heard.
thousands of dollars to produce music and put it out there and promote it and all this stuff, and they give us a third of a penny every time you play it. A third of a penny. Think about that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's sad, and it's the only platform that does that.
The only
Apple, Tidal, everybody else gives us more money. So I can't get with that. And honestly, for me, even with my friends, like I get my peers, they have CDs. I don't stream it. I just go buy it. Go to iTunes. Usually it's a single. It's $1. Spend the dollar because
Exactly.
the dollar will benefit me more than you streaming it. So that's for all the people. Just if you want to really truly support the artist, buy the music. Don't stream it. Buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm like I said, I'm on iTunes and Amazon and everywhere else. I also have a .com, which is Little Maceo, LILMACEO.com.
Okay.
And on social media, if you guys are on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, it's Little Maceo Funk, LILMACEO FUNK.
All right. So, guys, listen. I think there's. I'm not gonna say what's going on, but the people liked it so much that you might, I'm not saying for sure, but you might see Lil Maceo here again. Just to let you know, if you get here early, you're in for a treat. But that's just me.
And I'm going to say this. I'm going to go on record. This is not going to be the last time I'm doing something for Nova Eats. You guys are awesome. They treated me so well, and it's a great cause. I'm so happy to be here to support you guys. Yeah, Real to Real, all you guys.
We're trying to broaden our horizon, and I've listened to jazz. Gone to some places, a few holes in the wall. Because jazz is one of those things where you kind of have to get into a dark room, which is interesting to me too as well. But tonight, like opened my eyes to like a different experience to me, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
this is
that.
something that I've like, oh man, I can like vibe to this. Like
I
I was
appreciate
almost
that.
ready to get up and dance.
Oh, okay,
which
there you go.
don't technically always see people like jamming to jazz. You know what I'm saying? Like
True
standing
story.
up.
So a really quick true story.
Yes.
So, like I said, I'm from New York. I
Mhm.
moved to the DMV about 6, 7 years ago. But prior to that, I lived in Jersey. But I haven't performed in my hometown of New York City in over 12 years. I
Wow.
went back and played at Birdland, which, as you guys know, is a straight ahead club, the iconic Birdland.
Mhm.
And I am nowhere near a straight ahead guy. So it was a big deal that they gave me a shot and I played in there. And I had everybody wall to wall dancing. Even the owner came downstairs. He was doing the bird and stuff with us. It was amazing. We had a great time. And at the end of the night, we were told like they never have people dancing in
Dancing.
Birdland ever,
Really?
ever. So I played a kind of music that makes you want to dance, which is good.
Yes, it
So
does.
you know,
Yes,
so that's
it
great.
does. And I saw a few Patriots in here getting up and moving around, and I was like, oh, it's a restaurant.
It's a party.
But, hey,
It's only I bring
a
the party.
and the party was on. Like it was very very cool. It was like something that I haven't experienced in pretty much ever. You
I
know?
appreciate it.
Like
Thank you,
it
man.
was really really something spectacular, man. I mean,
Thank you.
I wish more people would have seen it because they would have been like, whoa, this is like good. Which that's
They
why
will.
I'm
You
saying.
guys are gonna come back.
Yep.
I'm gonna come back.
Yep.
We're gonna do this all over again. It's
Do
gonna
it
be a good
all
time.
over again, and I think this is something that I don't know if it's going to be permanent, but it's going to be something that we're going to try our hardest to get you back
Definitely.
and do another show. It won't be in this sort of setting, but it will be definitely something that I think that, this establishment would really like for you to do, because I think somebody said something about, hey, what do you think about doing this? So to
Yeah.
your manager, now it's on you to see if you can book a date or something for it. All right. So Lil, thank you for coming out, and
No, thanks for having me.
And we appreciate all the music that you played tonight.
I appreciate it, man. Thank
It
you.
was phenomenal. I was sitting there like, whoa, man, this is like a really good vibe.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I thought it was the best show that I've been to where I didn't expect anything, but I got a lot.
Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on with us.
Anytime.
We
Anytime.
appreciate you for allowing us to listen to your music.
No, thank you guys for, like I said,
saying,
allowing me
like,
to do this.
this, you know, and where can people find a lot of your music? You said on Spotify and all that.
No, not
on
Spotify. Yeah, iTunes.
Sorry.
Definitely iTunes. My .com.
Okay.
YouTube. You know, just like I said, every other platform you can think of, I'm there.
You know. There. Okay.
Yes.
Good, man. You know, check us out. We're on Real to Real podcast, and until next time, folks. I am by myself. I think Bianca left me.
That's all right. The fellas, man.
Red left me. So we here. We just hanging out, and we'll see you next time, y'all. Peace.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Oh man. Yeah. Go get it. Oh, okay.
What are you doing?
Well, I was wondering.
I don't even know.